HIT, Holon Institute of Technology,
Right.
the Faculty of Design, and you are the Dean.
I am.
Yes, the amazing Dean. And
Okay.
where are we right now?
Well, this is our gallery. It's rather modest, and we adore it.
I don't think it's so modest. Let's have a look around here.
Okay.
Okay.
Turn around, like the song. Turn
That's right,
around.
that's right.
Our concept was that if there's a design faculty, basically 4 levels above us and another building next to us, and it has more than 1,000 students. It's very important.
1,000 very, very clever students
Amazing students.
and talented.
Absolutely, absolutely. In my concept, it's something that I'm always amazed because I've seen so many students throughout the years. I'm ashamed to admit, but it's over 20.
Let's not count.
And they are amazing. There's no question.
So we have here the
So
amazing.
what we thought is that it might be rather interesting for these students because they are very busy and work very hard. What we thought it would be a great idea to let them see what's going on in the design scene without having them to walk out of the institute all time long because they're very busy.
So
And we know that it's sometimes very difficult for them just to cross the street and go to the design museum, which is really close by, because they're so busy.
So we have a museum in-house.
So we thought it would be a great idea to change the exhibitions every 3 to maximum 4 weeks. That is to say that we hang things for one month at the most, but at the same time divide the plenary scheme of this gallery into various issues. And those issues differ. We do some exhibitions per year that shows our students what their lecturers are dealing with, because it's important that they would know us. In most cases, they don't know what we
so
do.
you're one of the exhibitors here. So what are we
I'm
seeing
one
here?
of the exhibitors. Okay, what we see here is first of all photography, because this is my
So
love.
let's have a look here at this one. This is the one that greets the visitors.
This is the one that you can see through the transparent window.
Yes. And actually, we're now cleaning the window here.
Yes, so it would be even more transparent. The name of the exhibition in Hebrew is Mif'alim Metzulamim. I would translate it into photographed factories. The concept was that we're going, as part of our studies, to visit factories, and we're doing that at least 3 times a year.
With the students.
With the lecturers, in some courses, even on a weekly basis.
Okay, so you'll take me next time.
Of course we will. Okay. Especially to those who deal with wine, oil, amazing food.
Or like Sano.
Yeah, or like Sana. Well, yes, then we can have some more things that would make our window transparent.
Okay.
But the concept was that as we were visiting there, and in some departments, there's no such thing as going into factories because they don't do it on a regular basis. So why not exhibit the outcome of these visits and let some other students know what's going on in the factories?
Okay, but for a hediot, how do you say hediot in English? One who's not skilled in the art.
Okay.
Okay, he comes here and sees pictures of factories.
So first of all, well, my mind now splits into various
Let's walk
issues.
around and
yeah, but first of all, this is why normally in the entrance to galleries we would have a text.
So we have a text in Hebrew.
Explaining generally what's going on here.
Yes.
And I do start with arguing that the factory or the world of the factory is a sort of a heterotopia. I'm quoting here.
But a hediot would not know what a heterotopia is.
You're right, but then again, there is an explanation in the sentence underneath, okay?
In Hebrew.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. There's no text in English.
Next time
because
English.
At the moment, no.
I'll help
there's
you
no-
next time.
Cool.
Okay.
Now,
So
what
what-
we did here is, first of all, 2 people are exhibiting, okay?
Yes.
It's very important to say that Yossi Ben Arush, who is in charge of the whole issue of visiting factories in the faculty. Yossi Ben Arush is a senior lecturer at the faculty, and myself. And we started back in 2012, so it's been now 2.5 years, and we do have in mind doing another exhibition that will continue.
Okay. So if I come with you and I take pictures, I might have some of them up here in the exhibit for the first time in my life.
So many things to say about the exhibition.
Yeah. Here's Sano. Here's Sano.
Exactly. First
Did
of all,
you take
what
his
we did,
picture?
well, the vitrina is divided now between both of us. Yossi is responsible for every pair that you see. So all the pair is his.
All the pairs.
All the pairs. And I'm responsible for what we say.
So you're the odds and he's the evens. Let's go see. So
you see, mine is single images.
Yeah. So what are you most proud of?
Well, I think
choose one.
First of all, I'm most proud of the fact that we engaged in producing these exhibitions, these frames by ourselves. That is to say, we did chose the material. We were working with MDF because we wanted to do something unique, because we wanted to do something cheap. But you know, I didn't even
this is
instructed
yours?
you, and you came to my favorite. And this is amazing, Mel.
And it's also yours. And it is amazing.
No, you asked me what is the one that
So stand here for a moment and tell us why it's amazing. Yes.
I don't know if it's amazing, but what I like
Yes,
about
it is.
I don't know if it's amazing, but what I like about it is a few things. First of all, I really like taking photos in places that that I don't get the permission. And this is the Gun. It's in Haifa.
Yeah.
And like many other places that are dealing with...
they might sue the faculty now.
No, they won't.
Okay.
No, they won't, because this is from the outside.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't entitled to go in, so I photoed it from the outside.
Great.
There are a few things. First of all, you're looking at a huge wall. The sizes are a few meters.
Yeah.
I think it's at least 6 or 7 meters high. And the length is at least 10 meters. And what you can see is that because this place introduces bread,
Pitom kemach, flour.
Flour, and it deals, of course, obviously with flour. Then there are many pigeons and many birds, and these are considered anesthetic, to use an understatement, and this is probably why they don't want people entering, or I don't know why. We didn't got the permission, so I took photos from the outside. For me, it was amazing because it deals with 4 issues. First of all, the concept of the exhibition is about aesthetics, and factories are, in my eyes, very, very aesthetic places.
Yes.
It's not just about production, but it's about this, how creation is made, you know, from basic materials into, it could be bread, it could be sano, it could be wine, it could be various things, but at the end of the day, there is this magic going on, you know. So it's about the aesthetic of the places. I don't feel that pigeons are dangerous, but of course I don't do flour and I don't do bread, so I can't interfere with their concepts. But to me, it was a gesture to another photographer, which I admire. He was active. He was active at the end of the 19th century. And
do we know what his name was?
Yes, Edward Muybridge.
Okay.
And he was probably the first photographer to deal with the question of movement. We know him because he was the one to look at horses.
Okay.
And understand their way of moving about. He did that with animals, he did that with humans. And what was so unique about him, that he used to combine together some dozens of cameras and then pull them back at the same time, and then you can have the concept of the movement.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Now, here there are no 27 cameras, it's a single, my beautiful camera, it's a one camera.
It looks very three-dimensional.
But that's why I like it. But at the end of the day, you can learn quite a lot about pariety, about shadows. This is why I like it, you see, because you can see the shadows around here. This is not the actual birds. But then again, the way of movement against this huge wall, concrete wall, which I think makes it rather poetic. And this is why I like it. But if you, for instance, take another photo, I will choose probably this one. Yeah, let's go for that one. Here is something which is much more concrete, but at the end of the day, I really love this image because here we are in Phoenicia, and Phoenicia is working on producing bottles. You can see the actual production on the other side. These images are both sided. And you're actually standing on a mountain of glass.
Which once was sand.
Which once was sand, exactly. And the production of the bottles, which you can see, here you can see it from close angle. So you can actually see the bottles before they're cleaned, before the logos are separated from the glass itself. And then again, going into the machine and being produced, in this case, as beer bottles.
Okay.
And Finitia is considered a very old, we call it the old system of production, you know. But you can see the way that the machines are working. And I think that
there's an aesthetic beauty here.
There's something that relates to Charlie Chaplin. I think quite a lot about movies, most of the time.
Yeah.
And if I don't think about movies, then I think about painters, you know. And these are always gestures, normally to creators who were active at the 20th century. Because I believe the beginning of the 20th century did produce some amazing results in terms of what we called avant-garde art. And when I use the term art, of course, I mean design, architecture, cinema. But for myself, I usually look at reflections, and I usually look at artists and photographers. And in most cases, photography is also part of the movies. So these are the fields that I'm, you know, walking around and looking at things and trying to I would say, invent my own imaginary world.
Okay, I have a question.
Now, Yossi.
I have a question.
Of course.
Okay. Do the students come here?
Yes.
It's not part of their curriculum. They don't get grades for it.
But they come. The one very touching things that I had to experience. First of all, I wanted, you know, you put yourself on the wall. This is basically the expression, you know. And I don't believe that you can do something without trying to be a sort of a personal model, you know, because the students are going through a lot of tension here. They're working very hard. They really come out, as we mentioned.
So the dean of the faculty, you're putting your heart also on the table.
Absolutely, and I'm also inviting them, and to my utter astonishment, but also I'm very proud to hear if they don't like something, what it is that they don't like, you know. And I met with a couple of lectures around here to understand if it's, you know, if the lighting is working well, if the material was a good idea, does it give you an emotion of a factory? Because we didn't want it to look too poshy. We didn't want it to look, you know, as a regular art gallery. This is a gallery that is active in a design school. Yeah. And design school means that when you look at the amazing images by Yossi, and he would be definitely
let's look at
happy to be interviewed by you. But
I'll be happy to interview him because Sano has a place in my heart. They actually manufacture a few things that I invented, so this is very close to me.
So you love them?
I love them.
Okay, so you see what Yossi claims, and of course I won't speak on his behalf, but I'll just say that when we talked about our differences within photography, he was always telling me, you know, I'm an industrial designer. And you can see that in the way that I photo the processes. And I really think, you know, for instance, this is Taro, so it's a medical factory. But on the other hand, you see here the production of buns for McDonald's in Angers. So you can see,
so he's juxtaposed.
Exactly. He's zooming in. He's looking into the processes. I think the combination, you know, between
because I looked at that and I said this looks like bread. So it actually is bread.
This is Angers. You see, we do expose some of the magic here. This is completely transparent because we don't think that it's important that our visitor would know what was done by Yossi and what was done by Dana. This is not the question, but we do give you a key so that if you really want to know if you're right or wrong, I would end up with my favorite pair, my favorite couple, which is this one over here. And I think Yossi chose to put it in the entrance because, of course, we're looking here at Carmen Mizrahi, which is the eldest winery in Israel. I think it was opened its gates at the end of the 19th century, 1895, if I'm not mistaken. And you can see the differences that places like this winery, which is the biggest in Israel, is going through from, you know, the everyday process of picking up the grapes, which is still done by botzot,
by pickers.
By pickers, as opposed to the huge machine that that assemble all of it now together into the process of producing wine. And this movement, between the old to the very new, between technology to is the issue that we're hoping to expose you.
Oh,
so that's it.
And here's Chemda.
We have to go.
And this is a good time to say thank you very much on behalf of HIT Television.
Thank you, Mel.
With Professor Dan Ariely, the Dean of the Design Faculty at HIT. And this is Chemda.
Good morning.
Who's come to take her away, haha.
My right hand.
Thank you for coming.
Bye-bye.